Guys, hello, welcome to the Labyrinth TV network. Today is
Of a
we make
political
our
party as
regular
a matter
press
of
briefing.
fact.
And if you have something else from any part of the leadership comment, good
And
afternoon,
she
good evening. I'm
is,
Francis
most
Kedeko. Thank you,
importantly, she
like, share, and comment on
is
Facebook YouTube channel.
the senior political advisor to His Excellency President Joseph Boyka. Why are they here? Specifically, Madam Kopo will be speaking to something very important that borders on Liberia's bid for the non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council. Now, I have to say that the campaign for that bid has since been launched by the government of Liberia. It was launched internationally, it was launched locally, but of course, it entails a lot of things to make it happen. We are going on a post, but we need to obtain a required number of votes to get the seat. So some of you who've been following the dean of the president's cabinet, the foreign minister, she's been moving from country to country, making the case for Liberia to earn the support of member states of the United Nations to get the seat. And so, Madam Mandela Kopo, who is the political advisor to His Excellency's senior political advisor to the Excellency President Boyka, she's here to speak on the fundraiser that has been organized to support the event. And so when she mounts the podium, she'll be speaking about the fundraiser, and she will also speak to other issues surrounding Liberia's bid for the non-permanent seat of the UN Security Council. Our other distinguished guests from the National Food Assistance Agency, Mr. Bakar Salif, will speak on some of the initiatives that the agency has been involved with. Of course, the National Food Assistance Agency, not a lot is known about it. And like other entities in government, like other entities, not very proactive, not much was known about them. His entity, the National Food Assistance Agency, is trying to revive it. So they are here to speak to some of the initiatives that they have embarked upon. He will go in detail. It's accompanied, of course, by team of senior managers from the entity. When he mounts the podium, he will do the proper introduction that is needed. As a country, we have a history. History that points to our deadly past, and efforts are being made by the government to bring to a closure the experience that we had as a country during the Civil War. The President last year constituted the office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. That office was created through an executive order. The executive order has the validity of the year. And so the President, in his wisdom, has officially renewed Executive Order number 131, now Executive Order number 148. And this Executive Order basically reaffirms the Barker's administration commitment to the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. This renewal ensures the continued operation of the office for the establishment of the War and Economic Crime Court which of course, like I stated, was created on May 2nd, 2024. And the function, the duty of our office is to spearhead the process of justice and reconciliation for atrocities committed during Liberia's civil war. Of course, the renewal comes in the wake of calls from local and international human rights organizations urging the government of Liberia to maintain the momentum in addressing the legacy of impunity. The Office for War and Economic Crime Court, under the leadership of the Executive Director, Pastor Jala A. Babu, has been instrumental in laying the groundwork for the court's establishment, despite facing challenges such as funding constraints and administrative issues. The renewed executive order reinforces the establishment of the Office for War and Economic Crime Court with responsibility to include conducting comprehensive research and consultation to design model for special war crimes court that aligns with international standards, drafting legislation for the establishment of the National Anti-Corruption Court to address corruption cases linked to the Civil War and subsequent years, engage with international partners to secure funding and technical assistance necessary for the court's establishment and operations, recommending the scope, jurisdiction, and operational framework of the proposed court. The President's decision to renew Executive Order number 131, now Executive Order number 1448, underscores his administration's dedication to upholding the rule of law and addressing past injustices, thereby ending the culture of impunity in Liberia. The government acknowledges the importance of transparency and adequate sourcing and international collaboration in successfully establishing the War and Economic Crimes Court for Liberia. Following the release of the executive order, one of our very important international partners with long historical ties with our country, the U.S., the United States of America, they issued a statement. What did they say? That the U.S. Embassy supports President Bada's decision to renew the mandate of the Office of the War and Economic Crimes Court. The office can now continue its work to bring long overdue justice to Liberia and end the culture of impunity that will make a decided contribution to Liberia's long-term prosperity and stability. Unquote. That was a statement issued by the U.S. Embassy in Liberia. So they are following, and their statement in response to the President's action clearly testify that they too are interested, they are a partner to Liberia interested in the progress of our country. The WIAC Liberia has commenced the conduct of examinations, and we thought to throw light on it because it's very important. Something new is happening. The National Office of the West African Examination Council, WIAC, on Monday, April 28, 2025, commenced the conduct of 8 school candidates examination in Liberia. The exercise began with the conduct of the junior high school certificate examination on Monday and Tuesday. That is April 28th to 29. 53,562 ninth graders from junior high schools across the country are expected to write the exam at 396 centers while 47,008 sixth graders from primary schools across the country will write the primary school certificate examination at 397 centers on Wednesdays and Thursdays, April 30th and May 1st, respectively. The Liberia National Assessment Test will be administered to 35,002 third graders across the country on Friday, May 2nd. That test will be administered on the Liberia campuses. The conduct of the West African Senior Certificate Examination WAS will be administered to 53,140 12 graders across the country at 377 centers from Thursday, May 15, 2025 to Tuesday, June 10, 2025. The head of National Office of Wild Liberia, Mr. Boto, has called on candidates and school authorities to ensure to avoid acts of examination malpractices during and after the conduct of this exam. Just lastly, before we ought to invite Madam Matila Koko to the podium, while the press conference the other day, somebody asked, who the police invited Prophet Key for alleged act of forgery with the neck, while they haven't invited Mr. Dogbo. And the response to that question was that the university administration was conducting their own investigation. That investigation has concluded, and the authority at the university has moved to act by dismissing employees who facilitated academic fraud. So the University of Liberia has now named those dismissed in relation to Mr. Dogbo's fake graduation situation. It includes Mr. Arthur B. Sharp, Chairman, Public Administration Department, Mr. Troson Ruiz, Instructor and Cleaning Officer, Department of Public Administration, Mr. Gofa K. Swar, Coordinator and Teaching Assistant, Dean's Representative on the Clearing Team, Public Administration Department, Mr. W. Rams Darami, Deputy Registrar, Office of Enrollment Services. Others dismissed include Mr. Sidra K. H. Parr, Assistant Dean of Records and Registration, Mr. Foley Jaliba, Office Assistant to the Dean of Records, Mr. Jeniton Kanga, Support Specialist, Office of Information Technology. The U has also suspended Mr. Aaron B. Sidney, Second Associate Vice President and Registrar respectively. The university has reinstated, meanwhile, Ms. Nancy Quickwood, Data Entry Clerk, Business Cards, Mr. Augustine Z. Kapi, Coordinator, Business Cards. The decision comes after a full month of investigation of acts related to several instances of alleged academic fraud and misconduct at the University of Liberia, including the case that has been referred to in the instance as Mr. Dogbo as well as other cases. So the university has acted. The doubt can now be clarified. That is why when these things happen, we have to give the authorities in charge the change.